Crawford and Cherokee counties are identified as some of the state's most dangerous places to be if you're unvaccinated. I'm Zach Dodge with the latest from local officials.
And a COVID-19 spike in southwest Missouri attracts national attention.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The city of Joplin calls in a cybersecurity firm to help with what they're calling a network security incident. This is KOAM News at 6. This is an update to a story we brought you yesterday. The incident has left city offices in Joplin without internet access. That means city services that are carried out online, like some bill payments, are unavailable. 911 and the airport are not affected. In a news release sent to KOAM News, Joplin spokesperson Lynn Onstad said, quote, "We are working diligently to investigate this activity and bring our systems online as quickly as we can. We asked the city whether personal information submitted during online payments was involved. The city says that is under investigation." U.S. Senator from Oklahoma Jim Inhofe's office is requesting $4 million in federal funds to help combat illegal Oklahoma marijuana growing operations. Inhofe's chief of staff says the Republican senator has requested a direct appropriation through the U.S. Justice Department. Says the money would allow the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics to establish a unit to combat transnational and national drug organizations. Sheriffs and other law enforcement groups say illegal marijuana growers are setting up in rural parts of Oklahoma and funneling cannabis into the illegal drug trade. Doug Heddy, weather not bad today.
No, pretty good actually for us. The humidity a little bit lower. Of course, it is still very warm across the region, but nothing is going on here. Any thunderstorms are staying to our south across eastern Oklahoma and parts of Arkansas, and that's where they're going to stay as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Temperatures warm, 84 in Nevada, 87 in Grove, 86 in Bella Vista. Chanute is checking in at 89 degrees. And if you factor in the humidity, makes it feel a little bit hotter, about 90 or 91 degrees. But in general, through the evening hours, we look pretty good. We're going to drop back through the 80s, 70s, and then I think most of us are going to bottom out at about 69 or 70 degrees a little bit later on tonight. We heat up tomorrow. Good chances for thunderstorms in the forecast. By the time we head into the weekend, we're going to look at that here in just a bit.
Catch you then. The New York Times lists Crawford and Cherokee counties in Kansas as 2 of the most dangerous places to be in the state if you're unvaccinated. KOAM's Zach Dodge spoke with officials in both counties and has what they're doing to combat a spike in cases.
Nurses at Ascension Via Christi are back caring for patients in the COVID ICU. A familiar scene they didn't want to see again.
We've seen a surge as far as up to 11 patients in the hospital with COVID. Right now we currently have 8.
They saw as many as 25 patients during the fall and winter. The current number isn't that high, but the hospital is gearing up for the worst.
Making sure we have all the PPE that we need, all the ventilators that we need, and everything in place.
According to Crawford County Health Department Director Teddy Van Kam, the county has seen 61 new cases so far this week and 5 deaths in the last 10 days.
This Delta variant, although it is not more virulent, it is much more transmissible, much easier to spread and to catch. And so that's what we're seeing.
She says over the last 2 weeks, testing has gone up and contact tracing has been ongoing as they combat the Delta variant. According to KDHE, 368 per 1,000 people have been vaccinated with at least 1 dose in Crawford County.
We want to get it higher. We need more protection.
Cherokee County is in a similar situation, seeing a 74% increase in cases in the last 14 days compared to the 2 weeks prior. That's 92 new cases since the end of June, and vaccinations are at 264 per 1,000 people.
We're seeing an average age of those who are vaccinated at 65 years old, whereas the average age of those contracting COVID is 41 years old. We need, that younger demographic to be willing to get the vaccine or take the precautions serious enough to help mitigate the spread.
We need to get people vaccinated in order to prevent another surge. We don't want to go through that again, and with the vaccination rates being as low as they are, we could possibly see that surge again.
In Crawford County, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Cravens tells us when they transfer COVID patients, they have to divert to hospitals farther away since Joplin and Springfield hospitals are dealing with their own surges. The COVID-19 caseload in Missouri is the highest in the country, fueled in part by the fast-spreading Delta variant. It was first recorded in Branson and now has been found in nearly every part of the state. That's sparking warnings from U.S. health officials that what's happening in our region could happen in other parts of the country. Reporter Nancy Chen visited hard-hit Springfield, Missouri, and she has more for us tonight.
Mayor, how has COVID affected your community?
Well, we've had a lot of cases and hospitalizations and a few deaths in our community, so it's been a hard year.
As the pandemic hit Nixa, Missouri, Mayor Brian Steele tried to curb COVID-19 from spreading last year, including helping impose a mask mandate. 9 months later, Steele is facing a possible recall election this fall after dozens of constituents signed a petition seeking to remove him from office.
What's behind the outrage by some of these people and some of your constituents to wearing masks?
Sometimes they say that it's because it damaged the economy. Sometimes they say it was because it wasn't done properly. Both of those things aren't true.
The virus is still a looming threat. In Christian County, where Nixa is located, vaccination levels are more than half the national average as COVID cases are spiking.
Get vaccinated. It will protect you against the surging of the Delta variant.
Emergency care centers near Nixa, like Mercy Hospital Springfield, are also stretched thin.
Virtually all COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths in the United States are now occurring among unvaccinated individuals.
The hospital's health system announced Wednesday it will be requiring staff to be fully vaccinated by the end of September or face possible termination. Local officials are warning surges in their state could be dangerous for everyone.
The people that are admitted to our hospital now, 97% of them are not vaccinated. The real concern is that, if we're seeing this high number of Delta variants here in Southwest Missouri, why wouldn't we see it in other parts of the state or in other parts of the nation?
According to the Kansas City Star, health officials here in Springfield say the spike in cases started around graduation season and Memorial Day weekend as more people started to gather. Nancy Chen, CBS News, Springfield, Missouri.
Freeman Health pediatricians are coming together with a single message: get your vaccine-eligible children vaccinated. They say it's important to help stop the spread of the virus and to prevent your child from becoming seriously ill.
Even though, a small percentage may get serious illness, if that's your child, it doesn't matter that only a small percentage of children get critically ill. And so we want to protect all children, as many as we can, to protect any number of children that could get seriously ill.
Freeman's holding a back-to-school COVID-19 vaccine clinic on July 13th from 2 to 6 p.m. Federal officials are pushing back after Missouri Governor Mike Parson said he does not want government employees going door to door to urge people to get vaccinated. Yesterday, the governor said in a tweet, quote, "I have directed our health department to let the federal government know that sending government employees or agents door to door to compel vaccination would not be an effective or a welcome strategy in Missouri." The federal government responded saying it wouldn't be government employees, but trusted messengers like doctors and faith leaders going door to door, and that those people are the best people to talk with about vaccinations. Still ahead, Pittsco Education is under new ownership, and the new owner says that's all that's changing. And a wish granted. We're going to tell you how a local 7-year-old is getting the gift of the great outdoors. Pittsco Education has a new owner, but officials say that's the only thing changing. The Crossland family, owners of Crossland Construction, have purchased the hands-on education company. Pittsco Education has been operating in Pittsburgh for 50 years. The Crossland family says they won't be making any changes to staff or production.
We know them to be a company that is focused on integrity and quality and trust and responsibility, a lot of the same things that Pittsco's been built on. They're a very relationship-based company, and they're also very family-based. And so we felt like that it was a good partnership in terms of looking at them as a potential buyer.
Pittsco also recently entered a partnership with TTS International, which supplies early learning products and activities. A terminally ill 7-year-old from Joplin is given the gift of the great outdoors. Chandler Vinagani is bedridden, and due to an inability to regulate his own body temperature, he can't spend a lot of time outside. But MakeAWish and Schuber Mitchell Homes in Joplin came together to make his dream a reality. They built Chandler's family a new patio with a pergola to shade Chandler from the sun.
Feels really good. We weren't sure what really to expect, and we thought maybe they would get him like a swing or something and like just have a little space for him to hang out, and so all of this really exceeded anything we really imagined.
The family is planning to install a hot tub for Chandler's aqua therapy. Later, a Kansas City team believes her invention will prevent hot car deaths.
Plus, it looks like more thunderstorms in the forecast by the time we head into the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be another warm one for us today. Temperatures right back up into the upper 80s for highs. I guess the one good thing today was the humidity a smidge lower than what it was yesterday. Still very hot across the region, but high temps into the upper 80s across the region. In fact, we're going to get a little bit hotter by the time we head into the daytime hours tomorrow. All right, let's go outside. 84 in Iola. We have 88 in Bonita. Bella Vista at 86. Carthage is sitting at 86 degrees. So most of us mid to upper 80s, but our humidity not quite as bad as what we've seen over the past couple days. Dew points about 68 to 70 degrees right now. That kind of puts us in that sticky to muggy range, a little bit lower than what we did have yesterday, but we do have a little bit of a heat index. Our heat indices are right about 90 to 91 degrees across the region right now. It looks pretty good. Outside, mostly clear skies, 87. Winds are pretty much calm. Relative humidity is sitting at about 53%. As we go through the evening hours, we're going to slide back through the 80s into the 70s, and then our overnight lows will drop down to about 69 or 70 degrees, but nothing on the radar. The radar is perfectly clean. You have to track south before you find showers and thunderstorms eastern Oklahoma, Fort Smith, over just north of Little Rock, and these are going to stay south because there's a cold front that is almost stationary right across the north central parts of Arkansas. So we're on the north side, kind of the less humid side, and really just nothing is going on. We can track east. We still have Tropical Storm Elsa, which is tracking up the eastern seaboard and is going to cause havoc at least for about another day or so. And then this little wave in Montana and that little spin off the coast of Washington will be our next storm system that will start to affect us by the time we head into the weekend. Look at the winds. They start to crank back out of the south. Later on tonight, we'll get a few clouds in here. Most of tomorrow, just kind of hot, humid. There's an extremely slight chance, especially in eastern counties, there could be a random pop-up storm, but 99% of you guys are going to stay dry tomorrow. We'll start at 69, 85 by noon, high temp right around 92, south winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, thunderstorms to our north. Some of these guys could get in here by the time we head into Saturday morning. So we could get some scattered storms during the morning hours. Then as we go into Saturday afternoon, another line will form back out across our northwestern counties and then start to push in as we go into Saturday afternoon and evening. So some hit and miss storms through the day, then a much bigger batch rolls in. Here's 7 p.m. These storms, some of these could be strong to severe as they plow through as we go into Saturday evening and then continuing into Saturday night, all due to this little upper level low, and it very slowly pushes off toward the east. So it sticks around on Sunday and it sticks around on Monday, still giving us some scattered thunderstorms by the time we head into Sunday, also on Monday. So we'll have to watch that as we head into the weekend. 92 for us tomorrow. I knew that was going to lock up on me. 92 for us tomorrow, and then we're going to be into the upper 80s by the time we head. Let's see if I can reload this. Upper 80s on Saturday, and then 81 on Sunday, 89 on Tuesday, back into the 90s by the middle of next week. But we are going to get some thunderstorms in here over the weekend.
Yeah, but cooler temps.
Yeah,
that's
so
a trade
that's
out
good.
a lot of people would take. Thanks, Doc. Still ahead, a young inventor from Kansas City is on a mission to save babies. We're going to tell you about the device she's created to complete that mission. 38 kids die each year from vehicular heat stroke. Those numbers are from the website kidsandcars.org. Kansas City teen wants to drive those numbers down. Reporter Alan Shope tells us about her invention that could save kids' lives.
My invention had the most market potential.
That's always a good thing to hear from judges at a national invention competition.
Called the Baby Saver.
Kellyanne Green invented and patented this black box that monitors how your baby is doing in the backseat of your car and to help make sure no one ever forgets the child is sitting there.
If it detects that the baby is going into heat stroke, it sends an alert to the parents.
Pretty amazing. She came up with the idea after hearing about a baby dying in a hot car.
Such an avoidable problem.
So she got to work.
You're able to program the device.
It's got GPS, instant texting, and even alerts police if there's an issue with the exact location of the baby.
I mean, everybody forgets.
With nearly 30 infant deaths a year nationally related to hot cars and more than 2,000 with sudden infant death syndrome, Kelly hopes her invention will help save some of those lives.
I'm so grateful that I was given this opportunity to develop it.
She says the next step is to make it smaller and try to find a way to get on Shark Tank to promote the idea.
I hope to get this developed into something that could be used in a real car and could save a child's life.
Her idea now heads to the world competition.
A new mural at Tulsa International Airport gives travelers a colorful introduction to green country, as Northeast Oklahoma is called. Oklahoma Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell says he expects about 2,500 people to look at this mural every day. He hopes this is to not only give Tulsans a warm welcome home, but to help others feel right at home too. The mural is located in the B concourse, right where travelers exit the terminal area. The artist says now that COVID traveling restrictions are much more relaxed, his hope is that his painting will witness all the special moments at the airport.
Seeing people kind of reunite with their families and take trips and different things that they haven't been able to do for a long time is really cool to have this like as the backdrop for that reunification experience.
Tulsa Mayor Bynum says this is only the beginning of the city's efforts to add more art projects to attract people to Tulsa. Final check on the weather is next. We take time now to honor a local veteran. Specialist Ryan Wilson served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, El Dorado Springs, Missouri. And we are proud to salute Specialist Ryan Wilson. He's tonight's four-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Going to meet a man who's on a mission to reunite with friends from his childhood, kids who became each other's support systems. Also, President Biden laid out his plan to finish the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan by the end of August. And a sister, uncle, and a 911 dispatcher are being credited for saving a drowning boy. That and more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Hey, there's a new Ben & Jerry flavor coming. 6 ice cream creators are going to create new flavors on a new 4-episode TV series set to hit the Food Network next month. Ben & Jerry's Clash of the Cones is offering $20,000 to whoever comes up with the flavor that most impresses the company's co-founders. They haven't said if the winning flavor will be produced for the public, but it kind of seems like a bit of a no-brainer, really. To keep things exciting, the creators must create flavors inspired by a celebrity who will also offer direction. Rapper Ludacris and actor Kevin Bacon are among the stars who will be participating. So you kind of wonder if the creation involving Kevin Bacon might involve...
It's possible.
Bacon. Maybe.
Yeah.
They put it on everything else. The weather, Doug.
It looks pretty good. We're going to have a nice evening tomorrow. It's going to be hot, very humid, a high temp of 92. Thunderstorm chances, some of these strong to severe by Saturday evening.
See you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.